The policy proposes what it is proposing? It proposes the revision and revamping of all aspects of education structure, including its regulation and governance, to create a new system that is aligned with the aspirational goals of 21st century education, while remaining consistent with India's tradition and value system, which is more important here. The national education policy lays particular emphasis on the development of creative potential of each individual in all its richness as well as complexity. Now, what is the principles of NEP 2020 then? The principle is based on the fact that the education must develop not only cognitive skills, which includes both foundational skills of literacy and numeracy and higher order cognitive skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, but it also take care of social and emotional skills. These are referred to as soft skills, including cultural awareness, empathy, perseverance, teamwork, leadership, communication, among others. Now, when we talk about the principles, the foundational pillars of this policy are access, equity, quality, affordability, and the accountability. It believes that the purpose of education is to develop good human beings, capable of rational thought and action, possessing compassion and empathy, courage and resilience, scientific temper and creative imagination with sound ethical morals and values. It aims at producing engaged, productive and contributing citizens for building an equitable, inclusive and plural society as envisaged by our Constitution. Now, this principle also expects something from the institutions. So, what is the expectation from institutions? A good educational institute is one in which every student feels welcomed and cared for, where a safe and stimulating learning environment exists, where a wide range of learning experiences are offered, and where good physical infrastructure and appropriate resources conducive to learning are available to all the students. Attaining these qualities must be the goal of every educational institution. However, at the same time, there must also be seamless integration and coordination across institutions and across all stages of education. Now, what are the special features? The rich heritage of ancient Indian knowledge has been a guiding light for this policy. The aim of education in ancient India was not just the acquisition of knowledge as preparation for life in this world or life beyond schooling, but for complete realization and liberation of the self. World-class institutions of ancient India, if we consider Takshila, Nalanda, Bikramshila, Vallavi, set the highest standards of multidisciplinary teaching and research and hosted scholars and students from across backgrounds and countries. The Indian education system produced scholars like Charaka, Shustrata, Aryabhatta, Bhaskaracharya, Panini, Patanjali and many more. If we consider the fields, then they made similar contributions to world knowledge in diverse fields, starting from mathematics, astronomy to yoga, fine arts, chess, and many more. Indian culture and philosophy has had a strong influence on the world. These rich legacies to world heritage must not only be nurtured and preserved for posterity, but also must be researched, enhanced, and put to new uses through our own education system. So, what about teachers in this new policy? The teachers and the teachers' condition must and will be at the center of this. The new education policy must help recruit the very best and brightest to enter the teaching profession at all levels by ensuring teachers their livelihood, respect, dignity, and autonomy, while also installing in the system basic methods of quality control as well as accountability. Teachers and faculty as the heart of the learning process, their recruitment, continuous professional development, then positive working environment as well as service conditions must be given prior importance. Then what more are there? Emphasis on conceptual understanding rather than lot learning and learning for examination, which need to be understood by the teachers. Ethics and human and constitutional values like empathy, respect for others, cleanliness, courtesy, democratic spirit, spirit of service, respect for public property, scientific temper, then liberty, responsibility, equality as well as justice, these are to be developed among the students. Life skills such as communication, cooperation, teamwork, resilience are to be developed among our students. Respect for diversity and respect for the local context in all curriculum, pedagogy and policy, always keeping in mind that education is a concurrent subject. So, this concept must be considered by the teachers. What more are there in this guiding principles? Focus on regular formative assessment for learning rather than the summative assessment that encourages today's coaching culture. So, teachers need to understand that. Extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers, increasing access for all students and educational planning and management in support of that. That has to be understood by the teachers. What more are there? For the institute, a light but tight regulatory framework will be there to ensure integrity, transparency, resource efficiency of the educational system through audit and public disclosure, while encouraging innovation and out of the box ideas through autonomy, good governance and empowerment. Outstanding research as a core requisite for outstanding education and development. Continuous review of progress based on sustained research and regular assessment by educational experts are needed for this. Now, if we have to give one line summary of the whole guiding principle, I would like to say that the fundamental principles will guide both the education system at large as well as the individual institutions which is within it. So, we are end of this part 1, and in the part 2 under this National Education Policy 2020, I will be introducing First part will be on NEP 2020 for school education, and the second part will be the vocational education. So, that is all for this video. Thank you.